Hello and welcome again to Light Rail Station for AndYoga live music. I'm your host Andy Boretto. I'm here with Josh Bevilacqua, Gregory Turner back here. We're going to run through some poses today, get ourselves grounded down into the earth where we were just a few days ago. We're going to move that on into the second element of water. So grab your mat, grab a blanket, a block, whatever you need for today. Meet us back on the mat right after this. Thank you, and welcome back. Hope you've made it to your mat, joining us here in beautiful San Francisco today. Today we're going to work with the water element. The water element is associated with the second chakra, which is located in the pelvis and hips. And we're really going to... Nope. Okay. No feed, so... Yeah, I didn't hear the intro, did you? So we went through this sequence the other day. We're going to go for it again. We're going to come into mountain pose. So just come with your feet below your hips, tailbone tucks under, straight spine, arms to the side. We've been here before. Just feel yourself grounded to the earth here as we start. On the inhale, we're going to take our arms all the way up into a forward lift. And exhale, bend the knees, fold from the hips, and gently come down into a forward fold. From here, take a free breath in and a deep breath out. This will help you fold in a little bit more. On the inhale, come to a flat back. Your hands may come up to your shins, your thighs, or the floor. And on the exhale, fold back over, letting it go again. We'll do that one more time. Halfway lift. And exhale. Fold it on in. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Step your right foot back, up on your toes, and your left foot back to meet it. Bring the ankles together, up on your toes, your hands underneath your shoulders. Your tailbone pushes down and back through your heels. Your hands grasp the mat. And here we're just going to take one nice breath in plank pose. So again, breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. We'll do that again on your next breath in. Bring it all the way in. And on the exhale, slowly lower down to the mat. When you reach the mat, keep your hands where they are. Take your toes, take your right toes, untuck them and place the top of your foot down on the back of the mat. Take your left toes to meet them in the back of the mat. Forehead can go to the floor. And we're simply going to set up here for a nice low cobra. So arms just outside the shoulder blades, elbows pointing back. Bring your knees off the floor, tops of your feet down. And then on the inhale, lift your shoulders, lift your chest. You may only go a few inches off the ground. You may go all the way up. But wherever you are, keep it active, keep it strong. And exhale, roll yourself down, forehead meets the floor again. We'll do one more of those. Inhale, come up to Cobra. Take a nice inhale here. Exhale down to the mat. Now tuck the toes. On the inhale, get strong. And on the exhale, simply lift yourself up and back into the shape of a down dog. From here, your hands plant, fingers spread, toes spread, your ankles nice and as wide as your hips, and your heels go towards the floor. Your knees may be very, very bent, and that's fine. So start here with your knees bent. On the inhale, simply come on up to the balls of your feet, heels raise. And on the exhale, push down and back into your down dog. Now you can pedal it out here, walk your dog a little bit if you want, bend really deep or not. Just basically waking up the body for the series that we're going to do. On the next inhale, look up to your hands and walk your feet up to your hands, meeting at the front of the mat. Now from here, simply do a halfway lift. Exhale back down. And inhale, arms come back up, overhead and down and through. Mountain pose. Hopefully you're feeling good with that. We're going to now work into the water poses. So from here, simply bring your hands above the head. Fold forward and down. Plant your hands, take your knees back, and come up to what is a tabletop position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees under hips, tops of the feet down. From here, you're going to tuck your toes together, extend your knees out to the sides of the mat, and simply sit your back onto your heels, and then come down into a child's pose. So we're going to start here, just starting to feel the hips and pelvis open in a nice, safe position. You can always come back to child's pose at any time during the practice and just rest. It's a deep pose. It feels great. If you just do this pose once a day, morning or night, it really, really helps. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale through the back of your body. You can feel your back expand. And exhale out through the mouth. Next inhale, come back up to that tabletop position we were in before. We're going to go through a series of cat-cow poses. So start, hands wide as your shoulders, fingers spread, root down, grasp the mat, knees under hips, toes can be tucked under or up, or on your toes. So from here, simply inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest into a cow pose. And exhale, round your spine, push down through your hands for cat. We'll take 3 more of those. Inhale into cow, and exhale into cat. On your next inhale, you may start to add some movement to this, where you can bring your hips to one side and start to rock your body around. And the exhale, bring it back and through. Next way, you may go the opposite way. Inhale and exhale it through. No matter what you did, let's take one more inhale into cow. And exhale down into your cat. Oh, it feels so good. Come back to tabletop and simply bring your feet together and come back to sitting on your heels. We're going to set up for butterfly pose here. So I'm going to use a mat, a little blanket underneath my hips. You may not. But come sitting down with your toes, a foot and a half out in front of you. They can be closer in if you want more stretch, or they can be farther out if you feel this. We're looking for a stretch here in the inner thighs, the pelvis, and the groin, all the places where we want to soften through our lives. So inhale, sit tall. Exhale, forward fold, flat back until you feel the stretch. And then from there, you may stay up high, or you may start to curl over and bend your head down. If this is too much, always work up higher, or you can simply just sit here. You can also put props. If your knees don't reach the floor, you can put props under to help them hold. As you can see, mine don't, and that's fine. I've been doing yoga for a few years now, and they may never hit the floor. Again, inhale, exhale, fold over. We're going to hold this here for a few seconds and just feel the benefits of staying in this pose for about 30 seconds. Don't forget to breathe through this. The breath should be as deep and easy as if you were sitting in your favorite chair. And if it's too much and you lose the breath, simply come up and out a little bit. Find the breath here. Got about 10 more seconds, so a few more breaths. So inhale. Exhale. Can you fold just a bit deeper on this one? Another big inhale in. Stay all the way for the exhale. Next, inhale. You may walk your hands up to your side. Take your hands on either side of your knee. Push them together. And just sit here. You can wrap your arms around your legs. Take a moment just to see how you feel in this pose. Feels good. So come back to hands and knees where we started on tabletop. We're going to go through a series of lunges. Again, if you need it, I like to have a mat underneath my knees for this pose, if it feels good to do that. So again, toes tucked, hands under shoulders. And what we're simply going to do here is bring the left foot to meet the right hand and start in a low lunge, knee down. Top of the foot, back foot goes down. And on the inhale, simply rise up. So you have your leg back, vertical here, knee over your ankle. Take your left hand to your hip. You can adjust it and pull it back just a bit. And that's it. Just stay here, pushing down through the back foot and the front foot. It'll give you a little height. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Bring the left knee back and simply switch it out with the right foot. So again, what we just did on the left side, we're going to do on the right side now. Left foot back, toes tucked, knee over ankle. Inhale. Come on up. Now from here, take your hand to your right hip, pull it back and down, and see if you can get that tailbone down. All the while, keep pushing with those feet from the earth on up. Feel a great stretch in my left thigh. You can add a little movement if you want, forward and back, side to side, whatever feels good. Exhale, bring your hands down. We're going to add on to this one just a little bit. So again, take the left foot forward, right foot back. We've been here before. Inhale, up to the shape. Exhale, set your hips. Now, inhale, arms go overhead. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and simply crescent over to your right. Give yourself a nice stretch. And if you're not feeling it, you can stay up here. This is also good. But I feel like the crescent today. Just getting a nice big stretch on the side body. One more inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands down. Switch the feet out. Right foot forward, left foot back. Inhale, come back up to the knee. Reset the hips, tailbone. And the next big inhale, arms come above the head. Left hand grabs the right wrist this time. And now we crescent over. Opposite side. Breathing, stretching, pushing. One more big inhale in. And exhale it all out. Now from here, your next exhale, bring your hands to your feet. Knees go back. Simply bring your knees back 3 or 4 inches from where they are. Plant your hands, hips go up and back into the down dog where we were before. Now you know we've been here before, and we're going to take a big stretch here called pigeon. It's one of my favorite stretches of all times. So I'm going to keep using my blanket as a nice bolster. So from here, inhale your right leg high, and simply exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Now, if there's any pain in the knee, we can do this on our back. We don't want any pain there. The right shin doesn't have to be parallel to the front of the mat. It just has to feel like a stretch. For me, I like to put a little something under my hips, then tuck my back toe, and then straighten it. Now you may stay here in a pigeon, or you may simply walk your hands forward and come down to the floor. I'm going to take about 5 extra deep breaths here in pigeon. Listening to the sounds, tuning in, and really opening up. Return to your breath if you get lost or if you're thinking about something else. You can always come back to your breathing. Again, if this is too much, you can come into child's pose and just stay there, listening to the vibes. On your next inhale, when you're ready, simply walk your hands back to your knee. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee, and come back in to a 3-legged dog, or a down dog, or a child's pose. Walk it out. Your left side may feel very different from your right side right now, and that's okay. When ready, come to stillness. Take your left foot high on the inhale, and on the exhale, bring the left knee to the right wrist, or to the left wrist, and come back down on pigeon on the other side. Again, I like to set it up, coming up high on my back toes. That straightens out my leg, my pelvis, and then I can tuck them under, and the top of the foot down. From here, you can stay high, or again, bring it down to the floor, and relax in. Do the same 5 breaths, deep, deep breaths on this side, in your pigeon. If there's any pain in your knees at all, come out of the pose and just simply come on the back, cross your legs, one leg over the knee. Two more big deep breaths. Just think of the fluids that you're unlocking in your pelvis, your groin, your thighs, your glutes. Everything is just magically working right now while you rest in this pose. Next inhale, walk your hands back up, tuck your back foot, come back into down dog. You may go up through a 3-legged dog. You may flip your dog. Do what feels good for you here. I'm simply going to come down to my knees here after down dog, and we're going to set up for what's called frog pose. It's a pose that took me a long time to love, but I really do. I like to do it this way. I fold in half my mat this way and a third of my mat this way. Let me walk back here. So it's really about trying to get down. You know how frogs sit with the splayed position. I can't sit that low, so it's a good thing to watch this. You want the sides of your feet on the ground to where you feel this in your groin. And from here, you can simply come down to your forearms and feel the stretch. Now, if you want more, you're open, your legs would come further out, and you may even come to your chest to the floor or your belly to the floor. The goal of the pose is the stretch. It's not actually to get to the floor. So if you feel the stretch where you're at, stay there. And if it's too much, just back off a little bit. You can always come up to your hands this way. I still feel the stretch, but I don't feel like I want to, get out of the pose immediately. The goal is to stay here while you're breathing, stretching, and being a little active. That said, we'll take 2 more breaths here. Really just open it up. Inhale. And exhale. One more big inhale in. And exhale. Now to get out of it, bring your hands underneath your chest, press yourself up, bring your toes together, and you may take a quick little forward fold into child's pose. Just to reset here. When ready, we're going to meet ourselves on our back. So come to seated on your mat facing the front of it. You can bring your feet in, and your arms can come and wrap your feet. My yoga teacher calls this at the beach, which is basically what you do when you sit there and watch the waves. So stay here, take a breath. We just worked our whole pelvis really hard. And when ready, come onto your back, your feet planted on the mat, arms towards the side, shoulder blades down, shoulders down from your ears. We're gonna come up into what's a bridge pose. If you don't know what bridge pose is, or you not feeling it today, just stay here with your feet planted on the ground. They're about hips width distance apart, maybe a little wider. Palms to the mat. On exhale, you want to bring your back flat to the mat and just feel it sitting there. We don't want to do any exertion that's going to hurt the lower back. So exhale, back and sacrum come flat. Inhale, just lift the hips a little bit. It doesn't have to go deep. You could start here with a small bridge, or you could start to work it chin to chest. Grab the sides of your mat if you want. Give yourself a little bit of power in your shoulders. And you can stay here all you want. If you want to go higher, go for it. You can lift the hips higher, knees go forward. Chin tucks or chin starts to come back. One more big inhale here. And the exhale, bring your hands above your head. One more inhale. And now exhale, arms, and then work from the top of your spine all the way down to the back. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Bring the knees in, swish them around a little bit. Open it up. We'll take one more of those. So bring your feet together, hands to the mat, grab the sides. Exhale, small the back to the mat. Inhale, hips go up. And you may work it here. You may work one shoulder blade under the other. So lift the right shoulder, work it under, left shoulder, work it under. You may take the hands underneath your back and clasp them. You may come up into robot arms, whatever feels good for you. I've been liking grabbing the mat lately. One more inhale in. And a big exhale out. Bring the hands overhead. Inhale. And exhale. Each bone of the spine goes down, if you can, all the way to your tailbone. Again, bring your knees, feet wide, knees together. Knock them side to side. Work them out. We come into one more pose to open up our hips before we close today. Bring your knees into your chest. You can take the left foot over the right foot. And from here, you can simply just let your knees go towards the floor, your arms will attach. We'll just roll out our lower back a little bit before we go into the next pose. This feels good if you just kind of roll around on the mat. Feel all those places you worked. On the next exhale, bring your knees apart, reach up, either grab your shins, your ankles, or outside of your feet. Tailbone goes towards the floor. Come into a happy baby. Now you can stay static in your happy baby. You can roll around in your happy baby. You can take 1 foot long and 1 foot bending more, wide, short, whatever feels good for you. But the feet press up to the floor. It's really active. It's really stretching you out, taking you back to that moment when you came out of the water, born onto the earth. It's a deep memory in all of us. On the next exhale, again, bring the feet together. This time put your right foot over your left ankle. And again, roll that lower back out. Any pains you may have had down there, this is a good way just to massage them out if you can't get out. Since you can do it at home. When ready, drop the feet. Turn to your right side. Push yourself up. Come up to seated. Cross your legs. Take a breath. Just notice how you feel here. Feel any different than when we started? So we're going to keep this going for a little meditation, a little thought practice back into ourselves. So again, how we started was with the breath. So come back to the breath. Take a deep breath in, and a nice big deep breath out. Close your eyes or keep them open. You may stare into the back of the screen, into the waters. The swirling visions may take you in there. But simply notice if you feel better, calmer. Did you escape somewhere for just, a few minutes today where you haven't been able to go? You're always free to come back to this practice at any time, parts of it or all of it. Stay with your breath. As you feel your mind starts to wander, just tell it thanks. Return back to your breath. Be conscious of it, but not too conscious. Your jaw's clenched, can you let it soften a bit? If your knees are clenched, can you let them soften? Start to scan your body to see if there's places you're holding this tension unconsciously. And can you just tell your thumb to relax? Keep mindful of your breath, mindful of the rhythms of your body. You may sway, and that's fine. It's your own internal ocean. When you're ready, start to bring yourself back into the conscious space if you've gone somewhere else. Feeling your feet on the earth, your bones, your sit bones grounding to the earth, your hands, your body relaxed, yet breathing and working. You may sit up a little taller. You may bring the hands into your heart, feeling your thumbs against your sternum, tuning into that breath. As we prepare ourselves to end the practice, to listening, we're going to chant the sound of Om 3 times. So now just take a clearing breath, inhale, and exhale. Inhale for Om. Om. Bring your hands up to your third eye. Thank yourself for showing up, practicing, listening, engaging in the world, be it streaming, in person. Hands back to center. Thank the teachers before us that have taught us. And with that, namaste. Thank you for practicing with us at Light Rail Station with the live music and yoga. We're super stoked that you're here. Just ride this wave on out.